Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is Saturday, so it's time to get into another one. And the one we're getting into today is going to be the Suicide Squad Part 2. And of course, the one and only man doing it with me is going to be the one with the reactions that you all know and love. Welcome to the show, Fandom D Saint.
What's up, DJ? People of the realm. Don't even call it the Suicide Squad 2. This is the Suicide Squad. There was no other Suicide Squad movie before. And if there was, it was trash. Waste of time. Well, it had some good moments. But no, every time I see that film, I'm just thinking of the belly dancer villain that just wasted our time. When we all know that the Joker should have been the main big bad.
Oh man, I can't even argue with you. We're gonna just forget that first one ever even happened. Spoiler alert, we like this one way better. This one is the number one. This is gonna be the Suicide Squad. What's up, Jake Cruz? I see you out there. How'd you like this one? Did you get to watch in? I was absolutely digging the Suicide Squad this time around from jump to finish. Everything about it. It's like, now this is how it was supposed to be done. And I love how they open like a little different with like the Johnny Cash song playing over the opening montage, and we zone in on a prisoner getting his daily allotment of fresh air. And we see he has some skills as a killer when he bounces that ball off multiple walls to assassinate a little yellow bird. I was like, oh my God. Did they open with that scene just so we wouldn't care as much when he gets his?
Pretty much. And it was kind of like, poetic where first he kills the canary and then when he dies, the canary is like eating. It sounds like really?
I was
Oh my
totally like
god.
a mother. I just took it as like that was the canary's little mate. Like, oh, you're gonna kill my mate now. Here, I'm gonna eat you. This is fair, all fair, love and war.
Circle of life right there, Simba.
Oh, it was nuts. Then we get Amanda Waller coming through and tells him his number's up, and if he can complete another successful mission, he'll get 10 years off his sentence. I was like, would you risk your life on suicide missions just for a few free-ish days outside the walls of prison?
Hell yeah. I've never been to prison, but it's like if you give me a chance to walk out of it for at least an hour or two, I'll be like, sure, let's go. I don't care how crazy it is. I need to see actual life
I feel you.
outside of it.
I
So
think I'm
if Amanda Waller, which again, shout out to Viola Davis, amazing actress, she is Amanda Waller. I can't see any other actress doing it. So the moment she approaches me and has said like, I got a job for you, take some years off, I'd be like, sign me up. You don't have to even give me a damn other pitch about what I'm doing. Let's go.
it's like I'm here for it. Let's get it in. Get me out of this thing. Oh, what's up, Cruz? Did you like this one better than the first one? I don't think there was any question. This one was just, I mean, leaps and bounds above the first one, in my opinion. Would you not be having second guesses the second you saw that weasel come screaming out the back of that truck? Like, as soon as I saw that, I might be like, nope, take me back. I don't know what you get me into, but I'm out.
That thing did look weird as hell. I'm like, what is that? First, what was it? The actress Pete Davidson thought it was like a werewolf. He was like, get me out of here. But that was literally like the most creepiest thing in this entire film was the freaking the weasel. That's his name, right? The weasel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, and then you realize, oh, he killed a bunch of kids. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna get up and move across. So someone succeeds with me or
Oh,
something.
yeah, that was insane. It was cool how they were gathering everybody right away instead of like trying to give everybody's backstory right out of the gate. Like I thought it was a way better pace the way in the cool like the way we got to find out everybody's special capabilities kind of on the go instead of trying to give everybody's backstory at first.
Yep. And it wastes time. Like, let's get to the nitty gritty, the action, and like what the hell we're truly here for.
Yeah, it's like I did not mind having to wait to find out everybody's special capabilities because the pacing of this one was just so much better.
Yep.
And how about Blackguard, like supposedly being some like highly skilled badass, but didn't even know how to work a seatbelt?
I don't know, man. Was that Pete David's character?
Yeah,
I want they didn't even give us like that is that's what it was with him? He was a highly leveled what?
he's like a highly skilled assassin. He got all the guns and knives and everything, and but yet doesn't know how to work a seatbelt. I was just like,
Of
wait,
all the people in that first squad gang who was pretty much ended up being that diversion, he was like least disappointing of
at
all of them.
least yeah, at least he lived up to his name. I guess he's a villain. I don't, we don't do comics, but from my understanding, that guy's a Booster Gold villain. So
Oh, wait
yeah,
a minute, hold on. He wasn't the most disappointing. It was a detachable kid. Oh my god!
He was the greatest hero in the group. Are you out of your mind?
He detached his arms. I was like, oh shoot, what he's gonna do? And he just starts slapping the people.
That was fantastic. Not even fast either. Just started walking up the beach all like a human would be walking, like all slow and shit. I thought there was gonna be like darts flying out and just, oh no, that was amazing. But Harley Quinn's got like her skills have skills. So when she got on that plane and hit Savant in the head with her bag of toys, was that total? That had to totally be on purpose, right?
Of course, that's Harley Quinn right there, just to cause something.
Oh, that was just that was her way of like welcoming them to the crew. Like here's where you stand, Bop. And what's your name stand for? It stands for me. Your name is just letters. All names are letters, dickhead. I was loving that. I was instantly a bigger fan of Captain Boomerang this one than the last one.
Really, see, personality thing. It's just upsetting that he had to die. Well, quote unquote.
Oh, he got fried. Are you kidding me? That was amazing. But yeah, he was. They gave his character some more context. I actually liked him this time around. Oh, and then Harley saying that she loves Javelin's accent because Americans ain't got none in that thick ass New York accent. I was like, everything about this show, just the little lines. I was loving it.
Yep, it's just the greatness that is. How I forgot his man's name. James Gunn. There we go. I knew it was James something. Part of me was about to say James Cameron, but no, James Gunn. Love that writer.
Oh man, he crushed it. Harley's got quite a few anti-Joker slogans going through this film, like the back of her jacket saying "Live fast, die clown." You think she's truly done with Mr. J?
Have any of your exes ever made some type of impression on you? Matter of fact, don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that, DJ.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. You think? I don't think. Yeah, could she ever really be done with the Joker?
Nah, never. As long as she's still called Harley Quinn, like, because her name is Harley Quinzel, but she could have called herself something else. Because no, Joker gave her that name of Harley Quinn.
Oh wow, I
So,
didn't even know that. There you go. Yeah, no, she still loves her pudding. And how sweet was that belly flop from the Weasel just instantly in drown mode? Like that look Amanda gave her crew when Flag asked if anyone had checked if the Weasel could swim, dude. I was like, dude, some of Amanda Waller's just her faces alone in this movie were amazing.
but they really should have checked though. Like, could he swim or not? Because who knows what the Weasel could have done the moment get out that plane and touch down. Who knows? Probably could have killed a bunch of people.
He could have been a savage like the shark, but no, we're never going to know because he was just instantly done. That was awesome. And we saw that Savant wasn't really necessarily a bad dude, as he actually tried to save the Weasel. I mean, even after hearing that it had killed 27 kids, he still goes after and tries to save this thing that he just met. So he must not be totally evil, right?
I mean, he probably killed some kids too, and he's like, "Hey, somebody I can relate to, just a different type of species."
Oh, we're taking it down that dark path. Oh, they finally make it to the beach only to find out that Blackguard had already sold them out, and which made it fitting for him to be the first one to die. And oh my God, when you saw his face just get ripped away from his head like that, you're like, yep, Suicide Squad, game on.
And most definitely rated R, because the other one was PG-13, and we were like, "Come on now, give us that rated R, damn it!"
Oh,
And they
this
did, and it
yeah,
was glorious.
they did not hold back. How sweet was it to see Harley wasting no time getting into action? Like she heard Waller say it was a go, and Harley was like, "Sweet, let's get it." Like, did you see how many they were up against on that screen? There were hundreds of troops.
Yep, and I was like, "Okay, how are they gonna get out of this one?" And barely any survived. Besides, like what, two people, Harley Quinn and Rick Flag. I thought like probably Boomerang was gonna survive since he was like in a previous film, but nope. Harley Quinn, she survived. Rick Flag survived. But the way how it was going, I'm like, if I never saw one of the trailers, I would assume like, wait a minute, is freaking James Gunn gonna get killed? Even Rick Flag and Harley Quinn, like kill off even like Boomerang as well, like all of them off. But no, just only two of them survived.
Yeah, that's why they call it the Suicide Squad, and they lived up to their name. It was amazing. Yeah, I mean, how could you really care for the first? The first one had a few moments, but it was. I didn't hate it as much as everybody else did, but yeah, it was nowhere near this one. What's up, Christian Oles? I see you out there. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh man, how'd you like the Suicide Squad second time around? Were you a bigger fan of it? Oh man, have you ever even heard of the T.D.K? Like when he sent his arms into attack, dude, that was amazing. I was all smiles saying to myself, "Yep, this movie is right on track, knowing exactly what it is supposed to be."
I was disappointed and laughing at the same time. I'm like, really? Every time I see like any advertisement thing to see his arms attached, even the Funko Pop arm is detached for one of them. And then finally this movie comes along, arms attached, goes up against the armed individuals, and he's just slapping them. Like, come on now. Oh my
That
goodness.
was amazing. I know they didn't even punch or hit hard. They just slapped the soldiers around kind of as a nuisance. Like Harley was instantly like, "What are they all thinking? Like, what the fuck?" Flag's like, "Hey, I didn't pick this team." Oh, that was amazing. When Harley just looked and saw that in her face, I mean, that was just priceless. Like, what the fuck? That was amazing. Boomer kind of got hosed getting stuck up by flying bark. I mean, those trees, just because the shrapnel from all those trees got him, Captain
Yeah.
Boomerang. Like he got shredded by that chopper, and then just to make sure that he truly was dead, he gets incinerated. I was like, oh man, they finally make me like this guy and then kill him off.
Tragic.
Oh, bum. And what was Javelin thinking? Just standing there, like getting ready to throw a stick. It's almost like he was posing with the javelin, just waiting to get shot up. I was like, "Are
No.
you nuts? What was that move?"
You don't bring a javelin to a gunfight. And if so, you gotta be a good as Harley Quinn. But damn, just
Oh,
damn.
I mean, shoot some lasers out of it or something, but don't just stand there posing with it, just waiting to get shot up. I was like, what was the point of this guy? So Savant sees the squad just getting dismantled, and he's seen enough. He's out. And Amanda warns him, but he's too far gone, and he's seen enough, and she has no choice but to arm the bomb in his head. Kaboom! And yeah, that was. I love the cartoon aspect of like spelling out Warner Brothers Presents and his blood as it's flowing out of his head. Like, dude, the cartoon aspect of this movie was amazing.
And he could have did some damage. Because based on how he was in that one cell, I'm like, he probably could have killed a couple or a few or so.
Oh, are you kidding me? He would have been almost as good as Flag up there. But yeah, he just snapped. He's too old and he's seen enough. He lost it. And we then find out that this first squad was just a distraction for the real A team to get through unimpeded. Is Waller just the most ruthless villain in the MCU?
Of course. When it comes to the Batman, like I would say probably a top 10 individuals he goes up against to give him a challenge. She is one of them.
Yeah, she is just ruthless, literally ruthless. I mean, like at least Thanos had like a solid reason for his killing, but that smile Waller gave when she saw almost all of Squad A had been wiped out. I mean, that was just pure evil. Like she literally gave a grin when she saw that.
Hmm.
That was evil. And how messed up was that the Deadpool agents had going? Like these are the people planning the hopeful success of your mission, and yet they're gambling on your death. How's that work?
That's just how it be.
I was like, that was
I would
ruthless.
do it too, though. And plus, they knew what was going to happen.
They knew it. They're literally gambling on who's gonna die and who's gonna die first, and giving odds and shit. Like Waller walks out, he's like, "What's going on?" "Oh, just a regular morning meeting. Nothing weird. No, nothing weird going on here." I was like, "You assholes." But on a positive note, I like to think that that yellow bird did land on his head. Like I said, I think that was the other bird's mate, and he got its little sweet revenge in the end. So that was pretty cool to see that. That was a pretty sweet open. Give us some action, and then go back to like start filling in the backstories. Like I said, the pacing of this was so much more well done than the first one. Had me interested so much sooner. We then flash to 3 weeks earlier with Bloodsport scouring the jail, and Amanda visits him, asking him to join her squad, but he's not into it. And her, being as ruthless as she is, finds a way to exploit his soft spot, his daughter. And I like the little tidbit of like keeping it real that Bloodsport didn't know the true age of his daughter. Like that was an awesome dad detail.
This pretty much reminded me a bit of what's his face in the first film? Deadshot?
Hmm.
A bit, but more though with their relationship. I don't know.
It was kind of a rip off of the same character, pretty much. I mean, well, can't get Will Smith. Let's just basically recreate his character with something else. And I mean, as far as that goes, Pete Davidson, I mean, if he had a daughter, he could be almost in the same boat.
Eh, but I don't know. I feel like it was more motivated for a reason for him to even join. the whole
Yeah,
speech because he was reluctant against it, but because of his daughter and how Manuel manipulated him, to even like near the end of the film, it's like it was more enjoyable. Opposed to Will Smith, it was just like that one scene showing okay, he had a daughter, he was going to fight Batman, he told him no, and then that was it.
yeah,
It was like
exactly.
because as that film went on, I don't think they ever mentioned the daughter again or him even being a father. But with
Yeah.
this film,
At the
they
very
tackled
end.
it on throughout the film. Even when he had that one scene with Ratcatcher, he was like, "Oh, I too have a daughter. You must have daddy issues and crap." So I see my daughter in you. So with this, they pretty much expanded as opposed to like the whole thing with Will Smith. It was just like that one scene.
Exactly. Filled it in a little bit more and made us care. And everybody in the room just heard Waller threaten his daughter. Like, if he would have actually killed her right there, you think they would have killed him or been more like, yeah, she kind of had that coming? Especially since they've all probably heard reports on how her last team were all mysteriously murdered.
Nah, she knew she had it under control because this is the same woman who told freaking Bruce Wayne, "I know you're Batman," right in front of his face. And she
Dude,
didn't hesitate or anything. She continued to eat her food in peace.
oh, like it was nothing. And he's just sitting there just, But if she threatened your family like that, would you help her out or tell her to piss off?
Oh, I'll help her out. This is Amanda Waller here. My family will literally disappear in a snap.
You know you don't mess with because she's not bluffing. You know she's not bluffing. She's gonna do exactly what she says she's gonna do. It seems like all the female agents are almost as ruthless as she is. Like the way they do that money dance when they win, as soon as somebody dies, they're all in the chair like, yeah, I won that one. I was like, are you kidding me? That's so much ruthless. That was just wrong. Like, I don't know. And then the male agent, when the male agent's like, she was gonna kill her kid, and the female agents just kind of shrug, like, yeah, business as usual. It's like it seems like all the females in here are ruthless. I love how Peacemaker and Bloodsport's like first conversation comes to be such a major part of the show's finale about having a smaller bullet. That was a kind of a nice little nod, and then making it work later.
Yep,
And,
Chekhov's gun.
and then that was dope bringing in King Shark. Like, who was your favorite character on the squad?
Let's see. This is a tough one. It's either between, and I doubt this would have happened, but one Peacemaker I enjoy. I actually enjoyed almost everyone, but it's a tie between Peacemaker. I'm surprised that I liked him because John Cena's playing him. And every time I see John Cena on my screen now, I roll my damn eyes like, oh my gosh, another John Cena thing. But surprisingly, I enjoy the hell of his character.
Dude, Peacemaker was amazing. The way he said his lines and everything, like it was amazing. Yeah, I love John
And
Cena.
now I think he's gonna have like a TV series on HBO Max as well, so I'm looking forward to see that.
Yeah.
Then the Polka Dot Man. I'm like, of all things, when you hear about it, like everyone in the film was like, "Really, you're the Polka Dot Man? What do you do? Shoot out polka dots?" So I just wanted to see like how his abilities is gonna work out in this film. I'm just like, this is dope here. Why is he like not even like a B class rate villain? Like the
Right?
lowest of the low. I'm like, but his powers, at least on in this movie, is effective. I'm not sure how it translated like within the comics. And then Ratcatcher 2. Amazing. Almost got me tearing up at the end, damn it.
I don't know. I'm with Bloodsport. Controlling rats is a disgusting superpower.
But it was effective. At the end of this film, I didn't know if I wanted to buy the Funko Pop or get a pet rat. That's how effective it damn was, man.
Oh my god. That was kind of cute when he said, I'm not shaking the rat's hand, and the rat like squeaked all like its feelings were hurt. I was like, all right, that was a little cute, but I'm with him, dude. That's creepy as hell. I like how Nanue kept trying to show off how smart he was. Like he puts up, he's like, hand. He's like, yeah, that's your hand. And then he looks at the rest of the squad like, see, I know things, people. Like Bloodsport's like, we're all gonna die. That was amazing. And I have to say, I was loving, like we were saying, I was loving every Peacemaker line, like everything he spewed off, dude. Like, if that's a taste of what this new show is gonna be like, I'm all in because Peacemaker is, dude, his character is amazing.
Yep. Even though he's pretty much a exact copy as Bloodsport.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, yeah, the way they're all brought up and their backgrounds and the way their dads trained them as soon as they could walk, yeah, everything. But
I
yeah,
kind of
just
wish that they didn't tell us like too much of Peacemaker because of his series. So it's like they really could have expanded at least like a little bit more on him, but I can see why they were like kind of like
I don't know.
holding out on it.
once he talks about being willing to eat a whole beach full of dicks, I mean, you just got to see where this character is going.
All for America, damn it.
All for America. He'll do it, dude. For justice. Let's get it. It's a beacon of freedom. I was just crying. Harley being Harley, you think she's being sentimental and going to close Javelin's eyes when he died, but no, she just starts slapping the shit out of him to try to wake him up enough to finish the sentence. Like, why do I need to carry the javelin? I was like, oh, that's amazing. Because I was like, oh, that's a little off Harley, but then she slapped him. I'm like, perfect.
Yep. I'm curious what he was gonna like truly say, like for what purpose he needed a javelin for. And then throughout the film, every time I see the javelin, I'm like, what's the purpose? What's the purpose? And finally, we got it. The glorious purpose, as they say in Loki.
How strong is King Shark's skin? Like he took like 10 shots from Bloodsport's cat and never even cracked his skin. Like, how thick is this cat?
Bro, this man is like the Hulk at this point. He's literally the Hulk.
I'm telling
They're just waiting for them to say, oh, we got an army. We got King Shark. Let's go.
Exactly. And why is Peacemaker out in the woods sleeping in nothing but his tidy whities?
That took me off guard. I'm like, what in the world is going on? Don't invite him over to a sleepover, people.
I'm telling you. I was like, you're out there with bugs and everything. And this, wait a minute, what? He's like, oh, he's offering you a tiny leaf to show he means you no harm. He's like, what? Why the fuck would I want to leave? Like, dude, I was with Peacemaker. I was cracking up. Dude.
Oh, that was so adorable. Oh my gosh. Yo, Sebastian, top tier pet in all of DC.
He was one of the best characters in this show for sure, dude. Sebastian was getting his. And it wasn't until the rewatch that I realized the assassination of the Freedom Fighters wasn't the Suicide Squad's mistake. Like, it was actually Waller who did him dirty. She's like, she called them and said they were all dangerous and had to be taken out with extreme prejudice. I was like, oh man, why did she say that? Why'd she do them like that? Like they were on her side.
Nah. Then we found out like what was the real goal of the whole damn Suicide Squad's mission. But yeah, but when after you get that whole reveal at the end, then you go back to the scene. You're like, okay, so because they were rebels trying to get for the people, trying to get I forgot what the place was called. Back under their control, it's like, yeah, they are a threat to like Amanda Waller. So that's why they ordered their deaths. And that's why Rick Flag and that chick was like, why did y'all kill them for? So that would make sense though. But also, how none of them heard the whole attack.
Oh yeah, there was fire. I mean, he brought out a flamethrower and toasted fools, and they didn't hear that scream. Like, come on.
Even when Polka Dot Man finally used his abilities and that whole thing fell, you could have heard it then you could have exited the tent. But no.
Why was I not alerted to your presence? Like, what people? I didn't see anything. But yeah, I thought that was crazy because Waller, like I said, Waller said that whatever is not American allies anymore. So why would she care if these guys are ready to fight them too? I didn't understand why she wanted them all taken out. That was crazy to me. And when they attacked that camp and Peacemaker just walked by that man who was sleeping on the table and just like walked up him, just chopping him up like a ham, dude, I was dying. I was like, and then no one likes a show off unless what they're showing off is dope as fuck. Bloodsport's like, damn, that's true. I was just loving everything about this show. How does he does throw polka dots at people. Like Polka Dot Man was nice with his when we finally got to see him use his freaking super abilities. Like he was clean, taking people out. Yeah, he was like the strongest one in the crew, basically.
Unfortunately, he got that side effect where I end up having like if he doesn't like exert his abilities out for a certain point in time throughout the day, like he gets like all puffed up and thing.
Yeah, he has to dispel him twice a day or it'll kill him, eat him from the inside. That's nuts. And why did my people not alert me to my arrival? That was awesome. Like the way they were playing all dumb. Like what people? I didn't see any people all acting like they didn't just take out a whole crew. It's like Polka Dot Man had no remorse, just gave up the ghost instantly, saying, I visualized them all as my mother and killed them. Even the little rat squeaked like, oh shit.
And I thought that he was like just joking or something, or that's just how he just kills people. And then later on in the film, we see what he meant by that when he's like, oh, I see my mother everywhere. And then literally everyone just somehow just became like his mother. And I thought like all of them probably would have been like the mother in like in a suit, a scientific suit, whatever, from Star Labs. but they were still like within like the squad's uniform and stuff. I'm like, really?
Literally the greatest shot of this whole movie to me. When they panned to that, that was my favorite scene in this whole movie. That looked amazing. But we're introduced to the Thinker in a way that says she may not be too loyal to this new regime, and they've murdered his entire staff. Like they were loyal to the Herreras. Who are you loyal to? So I mean, I don't think the Thinker is going to be too great with this new regime either. But man, that was ruthless. And it was telling that even this simply like half-wit general was smart enough to know that it was a bad idea to bring Starro on the ship without any precautions. I mean, what were those astronauts thinking?
They just wanted to be famous. Being the first, I doubt that was like the first I can't even say it, extraterrestrial they've encountered. But for them at that moment, it's like, oh, we're now going to be in the history books or whatever.
That
But
was
nope,
crazy. Well,
that
let's
was
see what
still
happened
good.
to him. And Harley looked like she'd been crawling through mud. How'd they get her looking so clean without a shower in the back of that thing? A little makeup would not have done what they were doing to her. Like, how'd that work
Nope,
out?
I
But
have
Harley get
no idea. They
yeah,
probably like hosed her down before getting that car.
just brought out the hose.
Hmm.
Oh my god. Harley gets dressed up like a princess and taken to meet the new general president, Silvio Luna. And like, what did you think of that needle drop Harley dating montage?
I was like, what the hell is going on here? Let's just. I literally had to fast forward it a bit. That was
Oh,
like the only time. I'm like, come on, hurry up. Where is this going? Where is this going? Then I see where it went. I was like, you know what? Let me rewind this a bit.
I thought it was awesome. Hell yeah, Harley was quick to kill Luna. Like, you think that was a smart move on her part, taking him out?
Of course, how many red flags have we seen Harley Quinn in? You better kill this man now. Talking about killing some kids. Hell, I'm surprised she didn't even kill Weasel. Hell,
Oh,
if they actually would survived on that beach, she probably would have killed Weasel. Talking about you killing them damn kids.
yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, you can't do that and get away with it. That's amazing. That's a great point too. Why did General Suarez torch those birds? Like, why not just let him go? He couldn't even stomach watching them burn. Like, what does that say about that man?
Evil for the sake of being evil.
That was messed up. When Polka Dot Man showed us, like, he sees his mom everywhere. Again, that was my favorite. That was my favorite of the. That was the coolest shot in the whole movie, in my opinion. That was amazing. But if you were Milton, would you have not have soiled your pants when the shooting started and like blood and brains were being splattered all across the windows of your van? Like, I didn't sign up for this.
Of course. But Milton is MVP of this.
Who?
Milton.
Who? What?
He was there the whole time. Even during that shot in the rain, when I was looking at everyone and coming out of it one by one, I was like, wait a minute. Is that freaking the driver in the far right there joining in on that montage? I'm like, come on now. You
Oh, that was
gotta be
amazing.
kidding me.
That was absolutely amazing. Oh man, how sweet was that when like Nanue was trying to show off like his fake mustache? He he looked totally different, and then Bloodsport added like it's a good thing too because if we didn't recognize you, you'd have to kill you. Like a sharp shaped bloke with a mustache, like King Shark's all fuck, like he gets all mad about it, dude. That was literally a laugh out moment for me.
That was sad though. He couldn't go in the club with everyone else. He had to be in that car.
Oh, even Peacemaker's line like worst fake mustache I've ever seen. I was just cracking up. That was amazing. Does Waller just like being known as pure evil? Like she seems to enjoy threatening to kill Bloodsport's daughter. It's almost like showing off to her staff as well.
Most definitely.
She is just horrid. She is a horrible person. And that was cool how they showed the memories of Ratcatcher's father in the window above her. That was a cool way they shot that scene.
Yeah.
That was pretty tight. I didn't think it could get any creepier, but when that rat catchers, like when they were using the rats as blankets to warm them at night, I was like, oh, but hearing Bloodsport's story about his dad locking him in a crate with starving rats for 24 hours, that just straight gave me the heebie jeebies.
That was insane. Which pretty much like, again explains his phobia of rats to begin with. And I wouldn't like really blame him. Like you're literally for just what one failed mission or trading gone wrong, your father just locks you up in a crate with hungry rats. Come on now.
Yeah, it's so gross. That CD bar that they went into, that place looked fun as hell. Like even had Martell from Westworld, aka Mantis, getting down on stage.
What?
You not notice that? Oh yeah, we had Martell up there. She was front and center, boogieing her ass off up on stage in that bar. I was like, dude, this is a bar I need to party at.
Now I gotta rewatch that scene now.
Oh man, Mantis was getting it up there, just shaking it. She was the head chick up there. And again, when Polka Dot Man was out there dancing with all those hot mamacitas, and then they show what he's seeing, and they're all his mom again, dude, I was dying. Like, even that dude with the beard up front was his mom. Like, that was amazing.
Tragic, man. Again, he's probably the most tragic character in that entire squad.
Yeah, that was crazy. Except for I did feel bad, like you said, from my man Nanu having to stay in the van while everybody else got to party. That wasn't right. But what could they do? And when the army showed up looking for Americans, why wouldn't they let our man Milton in? Like he
I
tried
don't
to go in and
know.
warn everybody, and they're like, "No, man, you can't." He's like, "Come on, don't be a dick." Let me like dude, Milton got no respect this whole movie. That was messed up. But the army shows up, and Bloodsport and Flag and Peacemaker give themselves up so Polka Dot Man and Ratcatcher can sneak out the back with the Thinker. And how big a perv is the Thinker? Like with everything going on and a gun at his back, they still couldn't stop him from stopping and enjoying some nice titty shots real quick before getting pushed out the door. I was
I was
like,
wondering if he was gonna get that, and then boom, it happened.
oh, it's ridiculous. And then the Thinker tries to bond with the Ratcatcher over some similar created devices, but she wasn't having it because we very quickly got our answer to how big a perv he was when she asked if he wanted a dozen angry rats crawling up his ass. And he's like, my answer may not be what you expect. I was like, Jesus. That was ridiculous. But I don't know. It was kind of awesome. Like, yeah, bring on the R ratings because you get all of it. He's like, how would you like a dozen angry rats crawling up the back of your ass? He's like, my answer may not be what you expect. That was messed
Now
up.
I wanted to know his answer, honestly, to that though. That
Oh
is
God.
pure science.
No, my man is a pure freak show. He was trying to get it. He's got some crazy fetishes, it sounds like. I like how after they delivered the death punch, we hear that Bloodsport doesn't smoke. He's sitting there with that cigarette in his mouth, like whatever it takes to get the job done. But Flag and Bloodsport were braced for a crash and roll. Like when they knew they were getting ready to crash, both of them braced up. But Peacemaker still had his arm through that hole. Like, how did he not get his arm ripped off when they broke off, or at least a broken arm? Like tumbling down that hill like that, his arm would have been snapped.
Yeah, John Cena right there.
He's just strong enough to hold it in.
Hmm.
When they came out of the back of that truck and we saw how Peacemaker's basically wearing his little sister's shirt, I was dying, dude. It's all small and extra medium on him. I was crying. That was cool how they showed that Operation Jotunheim, and then they're like, no, not yet. We got something else first. And then they flash out and come back to Operation Harley in Flames. I thought that was cool the way they shot that. Like just the comic book aspect of this movie was amazing.
It was, man. Every minute. I'm telling you, James Gunn should have directed more
Yeah.
DC films. If so, it'd be more enjoyable.
Thank God Disney dumped him because he was right where he needed to be with this one.
Hmm.
And we see Harley.
I think he's gonna do another DC film. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Birds of Prey. I think he's gonna do.
Oh wow, part two, that'd be cool, man. If it's
Oh, not Birds of Prey. Excuse me. Gotham Sirens. It's gonna be like Catwoman,
okay,
Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy.
I'm down for that too. That'll be amazing. Because what he did with this and the way he put Harley was all exactly what a female anti-hero should be. Like everything was amazing. And we see Harley getting put through it. Like she takes torture like a champ. That dude was a little too comfortable with it. Like just knew all the right emojis to show whoever he was texting like how much fun he was having, torturing, like electrocuting this woman in a black dress or a red dress. I was like, this guy is crazy.
Couldn't wait for him to die.
And you knew it was coming. Is Harley just as good a shot as Bloodsport and Peacemaker? Because it almost seemed like it when she was escaping.
Like that whole scene, I was like, at one point, she was just a therapist, and this is what the Joker's created.
I'm telling you, man, how much target practice did they put in? Because she's just sitting there spinning with two guns, just right between the eyes, everybody that comes through. You know what I'm saying? Like, she almost seems as good a shot as Bloodsport and Peacemaker. And those moves she had with the torn red dress, I mean, those were dope too. She was nice with hers. Just a natural with a javelin right out of the gate. Like, she is just an assassin.
Yep.
And I like how everything was like even the little cartoon was the little cartoon bird was scared of her. Like even the little cartoon bird was ducking around the side when Harley walked by. But she was
Really? I didn't notice that.
oh yeah, you gotta do that. You gotta check that rewatch. Yeah, when she's killing everybody and going through, like that bird's like, ooh, and like dips around the sides, all hiding on the side because like I'm not getting in this woman's way. But everything was still a cartoon. Like it's actually cool seeing Harley like free herself without needing any help. Like I said, I thought she was a perfect anti-hero. That was really that's the way it needed to be done. I thought it was pretty tight. And then showing us how she sees things the whole way, like while the killing's being done, everything's in cartoon, like nothing was real. I thought that was way tight the way they shot that. So she breaks out and see the squad's there to break her out. And how sweet was it that she was so moved by them coming to get her that she was willing to go back in and let them save her?
All right.
That was awesome.
But then, like, what was it? I think, like, what Peacemaker's about to kill that one person left inside. Mom was like, "Hold up."
Oh yeah, he just likes killing basically. Oh
That
boy,
was like
calls
just the secretary. I think that was right. I'm just like, let the secretary live.
him. Exactly. I know. And then Flag's like, all right, 3-2. He's ready to let him kill her. It's like, man, what kind of plan is this? But she was holding on to Flag for quite a while there. He was like hell bent on saving her, like before they went to Jotunheim. You think these two hooked up last time she was free?
It's possible.
It kind of. I mean, this seems like more than just a little crush going on. It seems like they got some feelings, and maybe something's been going on this whole time. They come up with a plan to break into Jotunheim, and the Thinker calls suicide. The Thinker thinks they're planning a suicide, and Flag's like, "Yeah, it's kind of our thing." But how come Flag wouldn't let our man Milton have a gun? Like right then, like I was with Bloodsport. Why was he even here? Like if they're not gonna let him have a gun, what was he thinking going in there?
And disrespect for Milton.
Yeah, they gave no love to our man Milty. I don't know, that was messed up. But I did like how it just instantly starts raining, and Bloodsport says it's good for cover, and Harley's like, it's like angels splooging all over us. Like, how ridiculous! Acting like the rain is totally going to camouflage them from walking right up to the front door. Like, oh, I can't see you through all these raindrops. I was like, come on, that was crazy. And how dope was that shot of King Shark just ripping that dude in half? Just oh, dude, he posterized that man.
Yep.
That
I
looked
keep on forgetting that's Sylvester Stallone doing the voice acting for King Shark.
right. Like he didn't. It was a different character that actually was doing body movements or whatever
Hmm.
for the green screen. But yeah, it was Sylvester Stallone doing the voiceover, which was awesome. So they get inside and seal themselves in. And I was laughing when that female soldier called for the battering ram. I'm like, that is a 3 foot thick steel door. What is a battering ram going to do? Like, get out of here with that.
That wasn't really a. Was that technically a battering ram? Because that was pretty much just a car that was just like trying to get through it.
Yeah, she called for a battering ram, and then they brought up a Jeep that just started blasting into it. And did you notice, like, the floor that they went to in the elevator was called Dirty Little Secrets?
Yep.
That was kind of tight. It was interesting to hear Starro ask the squad if they were here to rescue it, like saying it's been there for 30 years being tortured while the Thinker had its way with it.
I
Like,
thought it was being sarcastic, but then near the end of the film, I'm like, wait a minute. It was actually being honest. Like, are they there to rescue it?
exactly. I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was for real, especially when you saw what he was doing to all those other people. I was like, and the squad was none too pleased either, as they looked upon all those Thinkers' jobs in horror. Like, dude, these experiments are just ruthless, chopping people in half.
Yep. At one point, I was like, okay, are they like still under his control? Are they dead? But then they said the moment it's attached, you're pretty much a corpse, a walking corpse.
See, that's what I didn't understand. They said it was the second it attached. I know when it's attached, like, does it take a long time, or is it like that? The second they attach to the
Yep.
face, you're just dead.
Yep. You're pretty much a walking corpse at that point. Because
Oh,
even at one of the experiences you would see, like one person was cut in half and like they were still moving and functioning. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
and then the Thinker then fills them in on their true purpose here, and it's not to destroy the project so much as to cover up their involvement in it. And Flag gets a conscience and says he didn't sign up in the military to be its puppet. And I was like, it's kind of their thing. But when we find out Peacemaker was actually Waller's backup plan to make sure nothing left the facility, like, oh, that was ruthless. And as Peacemaker and Flag have a standoff, the roof collapses because somebody set off the charges early. And I like how Ratcatcher and Thinker were like both somehow knocked out, but there was absolutely no rubble anywhere near them when they woke up. I was like, how did they get knocked out? Like the
Beats
roof was
me.
falling on the other side of the room, but nothing hit them, but somehow they wake up. I don't know, that was weird. But the blast broke the window, which freed Starro, so he was able to exact the revenge on the Thinker that he always wanted. And it's okay, he deserved it. Like, did you like seeing the Thinker get his?
I was disappointed because I'm a fan of Peter Capaldi. So just seeing him die, I'm like, damn, I wish I see more of him. Because even a little bit of the Thinker was in this film. He was still compelling in his like monologues and saying like Americans, yeah, it was pretty much you guys this whole time, control of all this. I'm just like, damn.
Oh yeah, he brought it. He filled us in. That was awesome. And then we get a fight between Flag and Peacemaker over the disk drive, and it was cool the way they filmed some of it through Peacemaker's helmet. Like, I just really love the way they shot this film. I thought it was amazing all the way around.
James Gunn is a guy.
He's the man. And an injured Flag doesn't seem to be any match for the Peacemaker. It's like, too bad he didn't have Katana there to watch his back.
That could have been a character they could have brought back. Because again, she was just there in Suicide Squad.
She's got my back. That was pretty cheesy the way they brought her in, but she was a badass nonetheless. And Flag should have beat Peacemaker like unconscious with that bar, but instead he tries to get on top of him, choke him out. Like, rookie move, man. You got in his grasp. That's your curtains.
Speaking of bars, James Morgan just entered the stream. Huge fan of your whiskey stuff.
Oh, what's up, James Morgan? Welcome. Checking Whiskey Tube. Oh, nice. Yep, we'll be back on. I'll be getting another live stream talking about whiskey sometime soon. But yeah, it is all about the Suicide Squad tonight. Oh, doing the recap. Dude, I love this show. But Ratcatcher shows up just in time to see what PM did, and she grabs the drive and basically she sees what Peacemaker did, and she grabs the drive and runs, but isn't fast enough to get away. And she says, okay, destroy the drive, but why kill me? And he has to think about it for a second, and then finally comes up with the answer, because I'm thorough. I was like, no, because you're a sociopath.
Exactly.
That was crazy.
Like, one, who's gonna believe her of all people if she says anything?
Exactly. She's just another criminal too. So yeah, exactly. I always believe in the convict, but yeah, he just doesn't care. He just looks for any excuse to kill somebody. And King Shark thinks he's found some new dumb friends, but maybe not.
No, because the moment they got that tank, instant boom attack. Because even then, I'm like, what are these things doing here in this place? I thought it was just mainly devoted to Starro, and then the moment they just turned on him, I'm like, not surprised.
Oh man, absolutely. What? And as the squad is running to set up the last of the bombs, Polka Dot Man's bag rips and he has to drop to the ground to pick him up. And as luck would have it, that's right when the soldiers show up and start firing. And the bastards killed Milton. And that was so sad that like not even Bloodsport realized Milton was still with them. Harley didn't even remember who he was. Like, Bloodsport had it right though. Again, why did Milton even come? Like, what was he? He said, what was he gonna do? Like, Flag wouldn't even let him carry the gun. What is he gonna do? Like, as soon as Flag took that gun from me, I'd have been like, "Fucking, I'm staying in the van."
Nah, even I would go out of curiosity.
He just wants to go and see what's happening in there.
Yep.
Oh, man. Danger. That's what's happening. Danger. And King Shark, like I said, finds out those weren't truly his friends at all. Like, they were trying to eat him alive. And like, why did they not go after Harley and the other guy? Like, they only went after King Shark. They only eat fish, seafood, or what?
I guess actually he was pretty much like the only target for them at the time. I guess
I mean,
they probably go against anything. I think they eat anything. Honestly,
Harley and Polka Dot Man were in the water, and they didn't go after them. Only King Shark.
because that was their target, the biggest. They didn't want to go no appetizers. They wanted the damn main course, and that was King Shark. But when you think about it, that whole tower was pretty much they send people there to kill. So it's like, well, we know that could have been like one of the places where like, oh, let's go swim, feed them to the fish.
That's great. I mean, they were obviously little aliens. Did they come down part of Starro or what? That was nuts.
That's a good question.
And how did Harley not get fried in that explosion? Like, that looked like that fire went right over her body, but nope. She had some Valerian steel plot armor on this entire show. I'll tell you that. Amazing. And what's with the soldiers? Like, stones are all falling from the buildings, like right at their feet, and they just stand there until another explosion takes them out. Like, how dumb were those soldiers? Like, dude, if I see a building falling at my feet, I'm out. I'm not gonna sit there and get squashed. That was crazy.
You know what they say? Good soldiers follow orders.
Oh man, speaking of good soldiers, like that was a hell of a fall Nanua took. Like, then to just get shot up by all the soldiers, like again, how thick is this shark's skin? He
Telling you.
falls like from 20 stories and then gets shot by a bunch of machine guns and not hardly a scratch except for what those fish did to him.
They mentioned that he was like the strongest individual in that entire crew. So he
Yeah,
lived up to it.
that's not hard to be, but man, to be able to take that fall, that was amazing. But Harley saves Bloodsport, and Anua wakes up pissed and feels better after chomping on a few soldiers. And then he has half a Jotunheim fall on him. Like, that poor shark has gone through it in the last few minutes. It gets eaten by a bunch of fish, freaking takes like a 20-story fall, gets shot up by machine guns, and then has half of a cement tower fall on top of him. Like, dude, that shark is a bad mofo, is all I'm saying. Speaking of going through it, Bloodsport plummets about 3 stories, then drops floor by floor, and as luck would have it, he stops flush on the same floor as Peacemaker, about to kill the Ratcatcher. And we finally get to the showdown of our 2 best shots. And just as foreshadowed earlier, Bloodsport wins by using smaller bullets. Like, that was such a great tie back. I love that.
Yep. I kind of wish they actually had a fight.
An actual fight. Yeah, but
Yeah.
both killers with shots and guns. Like, I don't know. I was like, I kind of like the shootout thing. But what's left of our squad, they reunite, and the mission is not yet complete as Starro's still alive and fighting to get out. And as our squad tries to run to safety, Harley falls and then just sits there as Starro bursts out of what's left of Jotunheim. Like, she would have been so crushed by all the rubble that was flying through that building. Like I said, luckily she just had a force field of Valerian plot armor surrounding her.
Or maybe it's just a javelin. Finally working on the true chosen one.
That's the javelin breaking out that Valerian plot armor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Starro breaks free and we get a new little Starro versus the Suicide Squad. And like I said, the cartoon movie aspects of this was amazing. The way they kept giving us titles and smoke and fire and all the ways they do it like you'd think they would do it on the cartoon or in the comics. But Starro gets loose and sends thousands of little Starros to take over the entire city. And all the destruction seems to have knocked out the jammers so Waller and her crew can see what's actually going on again. And as soon as they can, John wakes up and screams, "Waller, wake up. We have a kaiju in this bitch." And Waller says if the info is destroyed, then the mission's accomplished. But Bloodsport suddenly grows a conscience and can't leave these people to this ill fate. And the rest of the squads kind of feel the same way as they all turn around and go to help. Even Harley says she now knows what the javelin is for. We're like, what? But Waller tells them to all turn back, and when they don't, she tells her agent to open the case. And did you see how evil she looked? Like, she had them bloodshot eyes going. She was frothing at the mouth. Like, just how evil were they trying to make this woman look in this shot?
She wants to be in control.
Oh,
She don't care who you are, how strong you are.
dude, her eyes were bloodshot. She had spittle flying out of her mouth. She was that. She looked out of control. So just as she's about to blow the squad's head off, she's about to get her own taken off as one of her agents just gives her a Babe Ruth swing right through the noggin, like takes her ass out. You think that woman knew of what she had done to her last agents and killed them all, so she had no remorse just whopping her across the head?
That's a good question. Does she know what happened to the other agents that get killed in this place? It doesn't seem like
Or,
anyone retires. They just get killed by Amanda Waller.
or maybe not, because maybe she wouldn't have the balls to smash her with that putter if she did that. Because she would have been like, she's going to end up killing me if I do this. But the rest of the agents snap to and help the squad the best they can. And on the ground, Bloodsport finds out that he really is a leader. He tells Harley to take the high ground, and the monster is Num Num. And I thought it was weird that he had to tell Polka Dot Man that was his mom. Like, I thought he already saw everyone as his mom.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of wild. But Polka Dot Man was getting it done. Like, why did he stop? If he would have just taken out his mom's other leg, the squad would have been in much better shape. But he has to stop and take a victory lap talking about he's a hero now.
And then he dies.
That's what
I'm like, really? I thought the only Suicide Squad members that were gonna die were just the people on the beach, and then the main team would like survive. But nope, Black Flag dead. Now, well, I won't even count like Black Fat as part of that team, but whatchamacallit, Polka Dot Man dies. I'm like, really? Come on. I was just starting to love this guy.
I'm telling you, it had to be more than just Milton that we lose in this thing, so you already know. But we get to witness Hartley's Valerian plot armor get put to the big test while she's being chased across rooftops and they cave in, causing Harley to plummet through with them. Like, how could anybody survive
Javelin.
that? With the magic of the javelin, that's how. And we then see the grossest superpower get put to the test as Ratcatcher summons every rat in the city to attack Starro. And if I'm Bloodsport, I'm not crouching on the ground so half the rats in the city can roam across my face. Like, I'm at least standing up. Like, let them go across my feet, not my face. Oh, my God, that was awful.
That was a good scene, though, saying the flashback with Ratcatcher 1, saying how the rat's like the lowliest of despised. But hell, if they got a purpose, so do we. Because they were pretty much like dirt poor. That was good.
It was touching, but it was still disgusting.
Oh my gosh, DJ.
And hey, look at that. Valerian steel plot armor cannot be penetrated as Harley's still alive and ready to do work. And Harley, like the Pied Piper, uses the javelin to pierce its eye and show the rats the way in to eat the monster from the inside out. But how did all those rats breathe long enough underwater to gnaw through the inner parts of Starro? Like, rats
Rats
are
are.
usually pretty easy to drown. How'd they get through that?
Oh shoot! Really? Uh-oh.
Is that just a plot leak?
Then again, she is controlling them to maybe to be better swimmers. I don't know. I don't know. But these aren't just ordinary rats, though.
No, they're ordinary rats. They're just being mind controlled. So she can mind control them how to breathe underwater. Like, that's kind of crazy.
Maybe.
Oh man, absolutely, that's crazy. What a way to go, though. You see all that blood like sloshing around in its eye, not to mention spraying from all the parts of his body. Like, that was a pretty gruesome way to go out for Starro.
Yep.
And that was some real shit he said in the end. Like, he was just happy floating and staring at the stars. Like, it was our asshole astronauts that brought him here and made this life a living hell for the last 30 years.
It's
So,
true. He's been trying like defending himself that whole time. Then they got captured, wanting to escape, going back to earlier in the film where he's like, "Oh, have you come to free me?" So every time people are just sitting there to die, it's a Starro. He was just hoping like, "Oh, is someone gonna rescue me? Is someone gonna rescue me?" And then it's like, "Nope. All right, so I'm just gonna take over then."
we get the old Hollywood trope of Bloodsport's daughter getting to see her dad being called a hero on TV. And I was like, it was kind of cheesy, but it was kind of cool to see at the same time. That was probably my least favorite part of the movie. Like, they got to do this in every single movie, but I understood it. And Bloodsport blackmails Waller into letting the squad go free. And would you really ever trust her to keep her side of the bargain, knowing how truly evil she is?
Nope, because she'll find a way to get that drive that you saved up. Once she gets it, hey, remember when you try to blackmail me? You're done.
Boom, blowing heads. Exactly. She would make the deal like she would make it so it wouldn't matter if that information got out, is what I think. I think she would just use her power with senators and stuff to make it not care if it got out and then just kill everybody. Because, yeah, you're not going to get the last word when you're dealing with Amanda Waller. No way. So Harley and Bloodsport share a moment and how Flag was a friend to them both. And then Harley says, I could be your friend, Milton. And he goes, oh, yeah, not my name. Walks off. That's so awesome. Dude, I was loving the Milton callbacks in this. But so you say all those people that had starfish on their face, like they were just instantly goners once the stars attached?
Yep, instantly goners, walking corpses.
That's ruthless. And why wouldn't Bloodsport care? Like when the shark was walking over them all going, num, 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 num. Why would a Bloodsport care? He should have just let the shark like go buffet on him then at that point, shouldn't he?
Actually, no. Bloodsport wasn't in that room when he learned that information. Remember when it was only it was Bloodsport, Polka Dot Man, and Harley Quinn were and what's his face? King Shark was in that room for that information.
Oh, so he thinks that there still might be a way to save these people?
Yeah.
Or at least give them a proper burial after what they've been through already. Let their families at least have some closure. That makes sense. Wasn't Sebastian pushing it, jumping on Bloodsport's lap to like sleep so soon after he was just stampeded by like a million rats, dude? I'd have been like, dude, you're pushing it, little guy. I'm not ready for this yet. Dude, I would be in trauma.
I'm surprised he didn't like pet him and then just like brushed him off and say he just like simply just pet him.
Oh man, I might have just been like, "Bink," and I'm not ready for that yet. I didn't call you up here. Nobody invited you here. Oh, but Bloodsport sucked it up and actually pet the little guy, and we then get a bit of an extra scene as we pan back to the beach and see that the weasel is in fact not dead. And I've
I
heard some
know.
people make reference to it being like a full moon that brought him back, but I don't think so. I think he finally just got enough oxygen and got woke back up. So how many kids is he going to go kill this time?
Exactly. Plus, we don't know like at what point, how long of a gap of time did he like wake back up?
Yeah. So it was, like I said, he just got enough oxygen flowing back through his system and came back to life. Like that was pretty crazy. And then we got that second extra scene and find out the Peacemaker is somehow still alive. Like he is resilient.
At
Like he's
first, I thought it was Black Flag, and then I look again, like, oh no, that's Peacemaker.
Yep, exactly. So we already know he's got his own show that'll be coming out shortly. Like that, I think that's going to be amazing, dude. If he's going to be the same character in it, I think it's going to be amazing. All in all, pretty good movie. I give it 2 thumbs up. How about you?
Same, man, same. Or are you gonna give two detachable thumbs up? Damn it!
Dude, attachment thumbs up to the squad. I'm telling you, dude, you might have been my favorite character. That was amazing. Dude, he detached the arms. I was like, oh shit, we're gonna see it go down now, and they just pander up the beach all slow and shit. I'm like, this is amazing. I was loving it. Absolutely loving it. Oh man, one quick trivia. What was Bloodsport daughter's name?
Damn,
Mm-hmm.
Karen.
Boom. What's up, everybody? If you made it this far, write it down below. What was Bloodsport's daughter's name? Here's an easier one for you. What was Weasel in prison for?
Killing kids.
How many?
20. It's 20 something. It's either 24, 5, or 7. It's in the 20s. I know that for sure.
If you know the answer, write it down below. All right, here's one. We got to get you to get one before we get out of here. What does T.D.K stand for?
Detachable arm kid.
So close. There's no A in T.D.K.
What?
There's no A in T.D.K.
Oh, detachable. Wait a minute.
T.D.K.
Oh, so detachable kid.
There you go. There you go. All right, now we can get out of here. Oh man, absolutely. Oh man, that was an amazing one. Absolutely love this one. I think I might even liked it even better on the second watch through, getting to see all the little particulars. I mean, absolutely amazing. I loved it. So that's going to do it for us. I hope everybody's having an absolutely amazing week. We're definitely going to be back on Tuesday, and we're going to be starting season 2 of The Boys. So everybody that's ready for that, come on in on Tuesday. It'll be right around 6, 7 o'clock. And other than that, I hope everybody's having an absolutely amazing weekend, and it only gets better from here. Till we see you next time, everybody. Be easy.